Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So this past month was probably my most stressful month in many years, and I know why I was so stressed out. I had just started my job here at the community college where I'm now teaching, and I was afraid about whether or not I would be accepted for who I was. And so, in order to hedge my bet, I took another job at a tutoring center, and I really ramped up my art career, as you guys saw. I went to several major art shows, lugging tons of stuff literal tons of stuff every time, and that was killing me as well. The other thing that was killing me was that the math department chair, they're thinking about opening a computer science department, and I really wanted to solidify my application there. And I thought a fresh new publication on some neural network research that I'm working on would solidify my application. So I was working on an AI for the game of Ticket to Ride, and some novel concepts in there as well, and the publication. I think the writing part, the publication part, was a lot harder than the research of the neural networks. And cramming for deadlines there, I'm going to feel so much better once I submit that paper. So, none of these things would have been challenging. I really love everything that I'm doing. The main problem is that I had to handle all of this by myself. I don't have a life partner. Oh, that's the other thing. I wasn't sure if the college, the people here at the college, whether it be my colleagues or my students, would be accepting of my ways of life. 4th of July was a major stress for me because I knew we would go back to the office and talk about how we celebrated our 4th of July, and I was deathly concerned if I could tell the truth about what I like to do. And it has come and gone, and I got accepted for who I was, or at least I feel accepted for who I am, so that's good. I'll have to think about if I want to come completely out of the closet about a lot of things in my life. For example, so far I have not really talked about my eating habits. I just kind of refuse food here and there as I go. I'll have to think about if I want to bring it up as one package so that I can be done with it. Ditto with my relationship status. I've kind of just been handling one matter as it comes, as opposed to come out of the closet. But I think I want to come out of the closet, because next April I'll need to take a day off to go see a solar eclipse, and I'm going to travel to Dallas, Texas, and I want to stay ahead of the game. And the good thing is that we have another solar eclipse in October in Albuquerque, which is over a weekend, so I won't have to take a day off. I'll get to go and then come home and talk about it to see how everybody feels about that. But given how I did on the 4th of July, I don't think that's going to be a big problem. But after I had the good feel with the 4th of July, I started to dial back on my art now that I don't need such a big backup as I thought I did. See, I was thinking, when we went into the year 2023, I was thinking that I would just silently do all this art and then slowly accumulate a war chest so that at my day job I could really speak up for myself. Of course, I under-anticipated how much energy I would need to pour into the art, right? Especially going to the art shows. The logistics of that are what really killed me this past month. I was thinking it was just going to be silently accumulate, right? I didn't really think about the effort that would go into it. I also underestimated how much the ePolonium publication was going to destroy me. I totally underanticipated. I thought those two things would just be silent sleepers that would just sit there. I really did. Something to think about. But to give you an idea of how stressed out I was, let's talk about another time in my life when I was similarly stressed out. I was working on my PhD, and I had my first major relationship, but the girl was taking advantage of me financially, emotionally. I almost dropped out of school. I really wanted to break up with her, but I didn't know life outside of dating, and I was a mess. I lost all my other friends, and the more I lost all my other friends, the more I desperately needed to keep the girl, because that was what I thought was the only thing that I had left. And but I left her and I discovered something much, much better. And so I think this time around I'll also discover something much, much better, but I haven't come to that day yet. June 13, 2010 was the day that I discovered something great after I left the girl. I think this time around I'll make another big discovery as well in my way of life. This is the Heater Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.